If you haven't already added this sweep into your arsenal, you have to do that. Today's episode is gonna help. If you're already doing it, we have an awesome tip from Nong-O that is gonna make this sweep so much more effective for you. And today's episode, everybody, is sponsored by XMartial. These guys, awesome, fantastic gear. Rash guards are so fun. They actually made me this custom rash guard myself, throwing the flying knee there. But you can check out their website and they're gonna have a whole variety of fun, plus super comfortable apparel for the street or for your training sessions in kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu to set you up. Make sure you click the link down there below and use that promo code Gabriel Varga to save 10%. I really don't mind saying that even though I've been in this sport for an enormous amount of time, I still have lots to learn. And just today, I was browsing around the internet, I saw a little video on Nong-O, his favorite sweep. I was like, oh, I wonder what Nong-O's favorite sweep is. And then I saw him execute and I went, ooh, that's a cool detail. I've never seen that before. So I'm here with you guys today so we can make this sweep so much more effective and even start utilizing it in a defensive method, which is gonna be at the end of the video. Make sure you stick around to the very end. We're gonna start with offensive and then we're gonna go to, ooh, this could be used defensively as well. So first, let me break down this technique. If you don't know it or you're wanting to start perfecting your technique, let's just touch on a couple of the finer details. Then we'll get into Nong-O's little tip and then we'll talk about it from a defensive standpoint. First off, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find somebody who's either in a very narrow stance or somebody who's up on one foot. Either way, at this point, we'll be able to off-balance them, but we need to start with a step forward. If I'm out of range and I end up catching the guy's ankle, I'm gonna grab a chair here. All right, let's say this is his ankle. If I end up coming and trying to sweep him out and my foot touches, I'm very far away and my power is quite weak. But if I can take a step forward, before executing my sweep, I'm gonna get my body very close to theirs, and now when I hit them, it could be upper shin, it could even be lower thigh. When I bump them over from this in-tight position, you're gonna have so much more luck in actually landing it. So the initial step forward to close the distance is usually very imperative. And the hand that's bumping them, it could go to the chest, it could also go right up to the face, especially if their hands are high. The higher you bring the arm, the more success you're gonna have in off balancing them. As you start to bring your limbs closer together, the weaker you get. And a quick reminder, everybody, that we are in the middle of a giveaway. We have this awesome karate combat gi, not the dummy down version, the actual legit one, which they give to me. I have a couple of these lying around the house. I'm gonna give one of these to one lucky subscriber on the channel who takes the time to click down below, get entered. In addition, we're gonna have a pair of karate combat shorts for you. I'm gonna ship these up after December 24th, which is when the contest ends. I'm gonna package these up, send them to you personally, just because everybody who gets on the channel, subscribes, watches the videos, you mean so much to me. This is my little holiday gift to you. So make sure you get entered down below. Now, the main thing on this one is how do we set it up? How do we get somebody to the position where they're really gonna be vulnerable to the sweep? Because if you try and sweep somebody from this stance here in this method, you're gonna find that you just get stuck. They're gonna be so strong, they're gonna hit you here and try and push here, and they could just sort of knock you over because you're in a compromised position. So how do we get them from here to something weaker? Well, the first thing that we could do is start throwing inside lows. We throw some inside lows, we throw it, they might start to narrow their stance up so they can get those checks off faster. This is a great position now to just step in and bump them over. In addition, we can do what Nong-O shows, which is throw in some big round kicks because we start getting a check from them. Once they start elevating onto one leg, they're in this flamingo position. It's very easy to take them out unless they come very wide and a little bit low. If they're in this position, it's not so easy because you're gonna end up running your leg into their check. So you need to try and make sure you get them either very high or you start getting them to come more forward as opposed to sideways with that check. That's why I like the inside low, because they'll start coming this direction as opposed to out here. So what is Nong-O's little tip? What he's doing is he's taking his lead arm and he's bringing it down to catch the leg, which is either checking or protecting the body, and he's bumping it off to the side. So if I see somebody go to throw a kick and I come here, he's picking this leg up and shifting it over with his hand. I love this move. I love it. There is a little bit of compromise in it, in the fact that as you step forward, you open up this side of the head, but generally when somebody's thinking about checking here, they're worried about a round kick, it's going to be hard for them to come from here to here at the same moment. You have to be ready to, oh, I have to bail out, but they're not going to go like that. 1 and 2, that is possible. So just be aware that you are compromising your head. Very often when I throw this technique, when I step in and bump somebody over, I have this hand right up at my face. As long as you clear and you catch that leg, you're going to be fine. They're not going to be able to throw anything at you. So what is the ideal setup to get them in this position where you can catch that leg and move it off to the side? Well, number 1, I throw some big body round kicks. Start throwing it up so they start lifting that leg nice and high. From there, I can fake and then step forward, bump that leg off to the side, and execute my sweep. In addition, I could give them something along the lines of a big front kick, because they may go, oh, block. If I give them that big front kick and then I grab and sweep, that is fantastic as well. But the one that I saw Nong-O do, which I really like, is from a distance, step forward, give them a little twitch like you're coming, and if they go for the front kick, especially if they decide, oh, he's not coming, he's not committing, they just end up here, now in that moment, you can go ahead, take your lead arm, go, huh, and then knock it to the side, and then close the distance and sweep them. So while they're using that defensive front kick, when they're trying to stop you, you in turn go offense, pause, and then you use that little defense moment which they have, where they're trying to jam you, you go, no, no. You pick that leg up and you sweep them out. That is so slick, I love it. And some of you guys might be going, I've known this for years. This technique has been on my radar for a long time. Hasn't been for me. More often than not, I will use this. I'll throw some kicks, I'll set up some kicks, I'll start getting them checking, and then I'll just come straight in and have that other hand nice and high, protecting my head. Like I said, there is a compromise here to reach and grab, but I think overall it is fairly safe. And if you're willing to make adjustments and not commit 100% to this, then it's fine. But if you're going forward going, oh, I'm gonna grab his leg and nothing's gonna stop me, I think in that moment, there's gonna be some possibility for major counters to come and hit you. So just always adjust. Always feel out what the person's doing. Sometimes commit, sometimes pull out. And the one thing about this arm that we have to be aware of is sometimes we see Nong-O come across with the outside of the glove. Sometimes he comes with the inside of the glove. I would say let yourself be flexible with what method you want to use. Try out and see what works for you. The one I know that will not work very well is coming down this direction, because now from here you've caught the leg, but you're going to be trying to lift or move it to the outside in this very weak position. You want to hook it and get it so your bicep can now take the extra weight. Bicep and shoulder is going to be so much stronger than here just trying to use your shoulder on its own once you've hooked. So you play around with that, you get your motion going, you fake a couple times, you throw big kicks, you get those checks off, and then you step in, maybe the back of the hand so you can transition around to palm facing up. Maybe you come right in with the palm. I think at the end of the day though, it's very important that you just at the end get that palm facing up. And then from there, once you have their leg, it's easy to bump. And if you really want to send them flying in the air, almost have them do a head completely towards the ground, feet above the head, 180 completely upside down, I would suggest taking this arm and not simply shifting the leg to the side, but actually shifting to the side, getting right to this moment and lifting. If you do that, the person's going to invert. I throw my kick, I fake, I clear, I step, I go to hit them and I bump that up. Boom, all of that at once, and you're going to be throwing somebody really high. Keep in mind that a big question many people would have, maybe even right now you're asking it, is why would I choose to sweep somebody instead of hit them? Well, a sweep can be damaging. I just showed you a way to make it more damaging. Elevating the leg which you're holding is always gonna have a chance of sweeping them, having them land on their upper back and get the wind knocked out of them. In addition, it's such a dominant move. Hitting somebody, boom, you do that, unless they get dummied and there's that moment where the judges go, whoa, that really hurt them. Unless that happens, and that doesn't happen too frequently, you hit somebody and they're right back in it. They might get hit and they might counter back. When you sweep somebody up in the air, there's this whole time where the guy is up, he hits the ground, you walk away, that guy has to get on your feet, or sorry, his feet, you're resting, he's working right from the ground to get back up, and the whole time people are going, whoa, he was dominating those moments. Maybe only 5 seconds. But 5 seconds is quite a lot in a fight. So those are the reasons that you might do it in a fight. In sparring, it's a great way to have some fun and not hurt anybody. As long as you don't bump this arm too high, you're just gonna sweep somebody down, they're gonna smile, they're gonna get back up, and you just keep playing. So that is why I love sweeps. So let's call it to everybody. Thank you for joining me today. As always, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another video.